Oh, so this whole lesson is about a girl named McKenna. So this is a real case. Um, she started feeling sick. She's 13 years old. Her primary complaints are that her stomach hurts after she eats and that she has diarrhea and stomach cramps. So your job as we go through this lesson will be to figure out what's wrong with her, where's her symptoms coming from, and what needs to be fixed, and what she needs to do to avoid having these symptoms down the road. Um, so knowing that McKenna's primary complaints are that her stomach hurts after she eats and that she has diarrhea, are there other symptoms you might expect McKenna to have as well? So we're going to listen to the clip of McKenna, and I think she's either a doctor or a teacher who is presenting this case study.
Today you'll hear about a girl named McKenna. She's a real person and was in middle school when she started to feel really sick. She was 13 years old when she first got sick. Her doctors were trying to figure out what was causing all of her symptoms. And we're lucky enough to be able to hear from McKenna herself. So thank you, McKenna, for sharing your story with us. Can you tell us how you felt when you first started feeling bad?
At first, I thought it was just an upset stomach, but then I started to throw up 3 times a week or more. And so then I started to get a sense that maybe this isn't just a stomach bug. It's kind of embarrassing, but I also had a lot of diarrhea during this time, and I became very hungry, but I just couldn't eat.
Why wouldn't you eat?
It just made it worse. I'd throw it up and I'd feel worse.
Okay. You said this was happening when you first started feeling bad. Did the symptoms change as you continued to feel sick?
It got worse.
Oh.
I got tired all the time. I couldn't play sports because I had muscle cramps. My heart was pounding and I was breathing really hard as if I was out of shape, but I wasn't. I just was so sick. I also started to fall asleep in class and my head was really fuzzy. And towards the end, I got very skinny and just couldn't do anything because I wasn't eating.
I bet you were scared. I know your parents were. McKenna, thanks for sharing your story and your medical information with us. Hopefully, we can learn from your experience and figure out what is causing your body to have all these different symptoms.
So you heard from the McKenna um, about her symptoms. So let's move over to That's not one. Those two. So we don't have the student books. So I made copies of parts of it. So before we leave, before you leave, my bad. Make sure you put your name on this piece of paper. Make sure you put your class period on this piece of paper, and it goes in the tray. Not taking it with you, put it in the tray. Because what's going to happen is we are going to use this paper, as you see, lesson 2. We're going to use this paper, and we're going to need y'all to keep track of it. And the best way to keep track of it is put it back in the tray and then pass it out the next day. So, what we figured out in Murray's and pictures, we're going to do this last. So, this is before you're going to leave today. Uh, so, here is McKenna's doctor's notes. So, as you see, it has her name on it, how old she is, she's 13. Symptoms that started first. So she had diarrhea, abnormal cramps, vomiting, and nausea. And the key important part that you need to know is the notes that the doctor asked questions, and this is what the doctor wrote down. The patient complains that her stomach hurts after she eats and that she feels nauseated. Her parents say she eats regular meals but has suddenly started losing a lot of weight. The patient says she often has diarrhea and stomach cramps. She has had a hard time breathing when she tries to play basketball and gets out of breath quickly. The patient complains of feeling tired and weak all the time. So you'll read all the different other symptoms. Mr. Roar or whoever will pass these out to you. Um, these need to be given back to him. These are a class set. They're not for everybody, so don't put your name on it. Do nothing. This is for you to look at. So with this note, you and your partner are going to make a T-chart, sort of. It's going to have 2 different T's. It's going to have 3 different columns. One, I think it's on the slides. So we're going to make this chart, and we're not going to even use the big paper I was, but then I changed my mind. So there is a stack of paper on the side of Mr. Moore's desk. It is wrapped up with paper. That is the paper that you're going to use. Make sure you put your name on it, your class period, and your partner needs to put theirs. I better see more than one person's handwriting. If there's not one person's handwriting, it's not going to go too well. If your partner chooses not to participate or just is not doing the work, please put a note on there and they will not get credit for it. So you will make this chart that this is her note from the doctor. So one column says notice, one says thank, and one says wonder. So your notice, make observations about the doctor's note. So what did you notice about the doctor's note? Were the symptoms all the same? Are they vary? Are most of these symptoms mixed in with the digestive system or a different one? So you'll fill that out. You'll do a couple bullet points. So think, where do you think each symptom might occurred in McKenna's body? So on the handout, mapping her symptoms to her body system, write each symptom on the body system you think is affected. We're not going to do that. So I just need you to think of, where do you think and which systems do you think are being compromised or affected? So what does this make you wonder about McKenna and her symptoms? These are not wrong or right answers. Um, but you will have, let's see. Let's switch to. So this one will go with the thank. This is the map of the symptoms to her, the map of McKenna's symptoms to her body systems. These are the different parts of her body and her systems that could be or could not be affected. So you have about 10 minutes to just jot some ideas down. Um, about the different body systems that you think. Also, make sure that you put what you notice in the symptoms and what you feel like you wonder. So, here with your partner, I'm timing it. You have exactly 10 minutes in your time. Starts now. So go back to your seats. If you do not, hopefully this is now getting passed out. Uh, so this is going to be done by you. So build an initial model to explain the following question. What is causing McKenna to have the symptoms in all of these different parts of her body? Use pictures, symbols, and words. Try to explain what is going on inside of McKenna based on the doctor's note and what knowledge you have based on the voice clip. How could all these symptoms be happening in a different body systems? Good question. Why did some symptoms start happening before others? Record questions, what you have if you become stuck. So try to draw your symbols and pictures first. This is another 10 minutes. You can write the questions on the front. How could all the symptoms happen in different body systems? Or why do some symptoms start happening before others? You can either write these on the front or on the back of the paper. Make sure that your name is on it and your class period. This is an individual assignment, not a group assignment. And when class is over, make sure that this sheet makes it to the tray. Make sure that your question that you're going to have to do at the end of class also makes it in the tray. So we can do that also before you get started. 28 is where we can. So you're going to finish that, the initial model, and you're going to finish this question. Remember, name, class period. Some of you need to put your last initial because there's more than one name per student. Just saying. We got 2 Camdens. We got a couple Jadens. The list goes on. So what's going on inside McKenna's body that is making her feel the way she does? So what we figured out in words and what in pictures. So this is how you can understand. Some people are fantastic at writing, some people are not. So if you're not one of those people, make sure that you give a brief little snippet and draw a picture. If you're fantastic at writing, just write. You don't have to do the picture part. You're only doing lesson 1, so do the first box. Make sure these done before the bell ring. You have plenty of time, so go ahead and get started on them now.